So we have Peter King from NBC Sports, as well as Daniel Jeremiah from NFL Network. They both have said some stuff this week that got a lot of attention. So we'll start off with Peter King. So Peter King said with the Rams looking to move Jalen Ramsey, he thinks the Chiefs should be a potential suitor, and it would likely probably cost our first-round pick. And Rams, I think I read online that Rams haven't had a first-round pick since 2016, so they really like a first-round draft pick. But thing is, he's owed $17 million this coming season, and then there's an out following next year's season. Saying the Chiefs should go after him. The reasons he cited is last year we didn't create a lot of turnovers as far as in the secondary. We end the season we came on the playoffs. We had quite a few, but yeah, so that was the reason why he went with that. That was pretty much his only reason. And then Daniel Jeremiah had one that got a lot of response. And this, with how good this DB draft class is and how good we were last year, and pretty much in Vija's entire tenure of drafting these late round gems with DBs, would it be a smart thing to trade L'Jarius Sneed? Next year, he's a free agent, probably demand about $20 million open market a year. But he said trade L'Jarius Sneed, get some more assets. Then with those assets, you can draft more young DBs and develop them like we have with Charvarius Ward and L'Jarius Sneed. So where do you stand on both of these potential ideas, JD?
Oh, well, hey, I don't know the whole. I like Peter King. I do. I think Peter is a very balanced guy. I really love listening to Peter. Actually, I don't know. He's saying that Jalen Ramsey might be a suitor for the Kansas City Chiefs. I don't know. Look, let me put it this way: we knew it was going to be rocky. Okay, at the beginning of the season with these young guys, we knew that. Okay, but we wanted them to develop, and so develop they did. Toward the end of the season, they started getting better. They start playing as a unit. They started playing, becoming a little bit more experienced, seeing all the best receivers in the game. And that's what they saw. They saw all the guys in the league that are the best of the best, okay? And so when you see that, you throw them into the fire early, okay? Then you start molding them into the guys that you want them to be. So Spag's done that with the defense. They have another off season to kind of get better, learn a little bit more, look over film, talk with each other, getting closer together. And I think with this secondary, because they were so young, they're learning together, right? They're getting better together. And so that's what you wanted to be able to do. A guy like Jalen Ramsey, who is a talented guy. We know, he's talented. He's a talented corner. But we watched him get burnt too last year. Okay, so it's not like he's coming over and you're getting a lockdown corner like Dion, right? I'm not taking anything from Jalen Ramsey. He's a very, very talented guy. Takes a lot of chances. He's a good talent, but I think our money could be used elsewhere, right? And you said the same thing like with L'Jarius Sneed. That might be a possibility, to unload him on somebody in a trade to get some draft picks. And so we know with the young guys we had last year with Cook, Watson, Williams, all those guys were stellar. They played exceptionally well toward the end of the season. Like I said, and so if you're looking to maybe hit, and these guys all hit, they were kind of mid to the range picks. They all hit. If you get guys like that this year, which I've heard, and you've said this to me, kind of reiterated that there's a lot of talent coming out in this draft with corners. Hey, who's to say you can't get another young guy to come in and buy in, right? And they could help him, pretty much, assimilate. Like, hey, look, we had to learn the same thing about what we needed to do. We kind of help you to get faster into this because what we had to learn as young DBs. And we got Najee Johnson, one of our guys, okay, that's still going to compete, try to get out there. So there's talent. We got talent in the secondary, no doubt about it. I don't think we need to go out there and get a big name like Jalen Ramsey to bolster our defense. I just don't think we could use that elsewhere. That's where I look at it.
Yeah, and to your point, this isn't the Jalen Ramsey from 3 years ago. I mean, obviously, especially cornerback. When you get older in that position, it's tough. It's tough to play in this league. And like you said, you got burnt quite a bit last year. But yeah, $17 million just this year alone. That's if we keep him past next year. If we were to do that trade, but like we talked about, Stephon Diggs at the Super Bowl, the Radio Row said that these rookies aren't rookies anymore. By this point in time, these guys aren't rookies anymore. And another thing too, we're talking about upward trajectory. The one thing if our rookies came out and looked like good in the beginning of the season, they kind of like tailed off. Yeah. They only got better as the season went along. And like that's one thing. It's like with this group going into next year's or sophomore season in the NFL, it's like they're really like, and all of them are kind of growing together. It's like I think the sky's the limit for all these guys, especially Josh Williams, Jalen Watson, obviously McDuffie, first round pick. He's a blue chip guy. But the other guys we found later on the draft, it's like sky's the limit.
Right, I didn't even say McDuffie. Sure, and that's what I'm just saying that we got DBs all over the place. Yeah. We have guys like you said who are just getting better together, and so I don't know bringing a guy like Ramsey in will disrupt any of that. I don't know, but to me, if this young group who all understand and they all gone through pretty much the same thing, it's growing pains, right? Like you said, it was just getting better and getting better. I mean, I think to me that's so promising when you're looking at it in the future. And so as long as every guy, and I think guys are just bought in because Spags and what he's demanding for these guys to do, I think they understand it. I think they realize exactly what's being asked of them, and they're up to the task. No doubt about it. So maybe a guy like this coming in may send a bad message to these guys. You know what I mean? We got to think about that too. Psychologically, it's like, well, wait a minute, hold on. We get, he's good, but hey, look, we got better too, coach. We here to compete as well. And so guys might take that, man, and look at it as a slight, but, I understand it, NFL, but also too, man, you got to give the confidence. I know Spag has confidence in these young guys. And I think you got to stay there with it. But like I said, I think a money should go in different areas, different places to do different things. And if you get a DB in the draft to kind of, get to support the guys that you have, shoot, go that route.
What do you make of Daniel Jeremiah saying that he thinks the Chiefs should maybe consider trading L'Jarius Sneed? L'Jarius Sneed's a guy, Swiss Army knife, who's one of our probably. I think last year we had a question on the show who's the best player at midseason point of the season. I think you said L'Jarius Sneed was, or on defensively, but like free agent next year, $20 million a year. We did just draft a crap ton of DBs. McDuffie looks like he could play. I mean, he can play all over the field too because he's such a sure tackler. He can play corner. He can play in the slot. He can play all over the place. Something that Sneed has done. What do you think of that? Especially, he's going to demand a lot of money when he's a free agent next year. So it's like, what do we do? Do we capitalize on that right now and trade like we did with Tyreek Hill, knowing that was coming up in the future?
Well, tough. It is tough. But I think what you have to do, you got to think about the future and the balance of it, right? What are you trying to achieve? And as good as Sneed has been, sometimes what you end up doing is you outprice yourself in particular teams. And sometimes, look, hey, if the grass is green on the other side for you, hey, by all means, go and get that money. Go get it. Hey, if you can get it, go get it. And the Chiefs might be like, man, this is business. You might just want to go a different direction. Hey, we wish you nothing but the best. We wish you nothing but the best. But I just know that might be that it could be the position of where they at. I get it. And I'm sure he gets it too. And so when you're going through these negotiations, you got to understand what all is on the table for as far as negotiation. And the thing is, you can't, man, that's the hardest thing to do is remove yourself emotionally from, being at a team and then having to go somewhere else, right? That's hard. I mean, we had to do it with Tyron. We had to do it with Tyreek. And so when you see these guys that you didn't think, well, God, like it's cutthroat. Well, yeah, it's the business. It's what it is. But if guys can go down the road and get money and make another team better, shoot, why not? Why not be that guy? And so it's not really a slight to him. If anything, that's just proving his worth, right? I mean, if you go out there and get $19, $20 million, 22 that you're asking for, shoot, go get it. Proud of you, right? Once a Chief, you always be a Chief. So,
and they won a ring here too. So like that. Yeah. He'll always be cemented in the Chiefs' history.
And look, I'm not selling him off right now. I'm not saying that right now. I'm not okay. I'm not saying goodbye to Steve it all right now. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying these things are possibilities. Okay.
Yeah.
So,
and look, a fourth round draft pick, he's still playing on that contract. I mean, he's going to cash in on something big, whether it's with us or
yes.
someplace else. He's going to get paid.
And he should.
Yep.
Okay. You put it that way. And he should. Right. So it's like Ward went out. Okay. Same thing. Mm-hmm. Hey, we get it. We understand it. Okay. He's got to be able to take care of his family, his interests, for the long haul. There's nothing wrong with that. Yeah. So Chiefs going to look at their interests. He's got to look after his.
Yeah, and I think where Jeremiah is getting this from, obviously Sneed's a free agent next year, but look, he got hurt for one of the first plays that Cincinnati game, and we didn't miss a beat defensively. We're younger and cheaper on that side of the ball with the rookies we have. It's like, okay, well, we didn't really miss a beat. We could probably bring in somebody else. May not be as good as L'Jarius Sneed, but we have the guys we have on that side of the ball, and we didn't miss a beat against one of the best receiving corps in the NFL. So it's like I do see that. I mean, I do see where Jeremiah's thinking there.
Hey, listen. Learned this a long time ago. Every day that you're in the NFL, they're trying to replace you. Okay. They're trying to find somebody comparable to you so they don't have to pay you that money. That's the business. Okay. That's the sucky part of the business, but it is business, all the none. So there it is.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the unfortunate side of the business. But at the end of the day, if you think about it this way, the guy's gonna get paid, and hey, that's generation changing money right there for his entire family. So
no doubt, man. Sure.
Hi everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out the best clips from Chief Concerns. And if you prefer to listen to the show, subscribe and follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and anywhere else you get your podcasts.